So a lot of people don't actually know this about me, but I'm actually not an anime fan. Like I've tried watching a lot of animes. I've never been a big fan of anime. And the thing is my group my friends that I have, the closest friends I have are all these massive anime fans. They're bigger anime fans than they are movie fans. So does feel awkward that I'm not an anime fan. I've tried watching a couple of series. I did grow up with Pokemon, but the older I got, the less I liked it. So I don't really consider myself a Pokemon fan anymore. But the older I got, I've tried out some other animes. I've tried Dragon Ball Z. I've tried Naruto. I tried One Punch Man. I actually liked the first season of One Punch Man. I haven't seen the second one, but I thought the first one was all right, and I quite enjoyed it. But there was one series I kept getting recommended, and that was My Hero Academia. Now, back in February when I was reviewing more older content, whether it was like series or movies, I reviewed My Hero Academia, and I got a lot of hate for it because I said I thought it was a terrible series. And look, I only saw the first season. I have this rule where when I review a show, if you can't gain my interest within 3 episodes, then I give up completely because I don't want to waste my time. Watching a show takes hours and hours and days and weeks of your time, so it's like you better be good. And sadly, I didn't get that. And look, I know there's a lot of fans. I know this is completely subjective. Me personally, I didn't like it. That first season was horrible to me. I watched the entire season and I gave up. I do not want to ever watch My Hero Academia. And not only that, but Deku is the most annoying protagonist I've ever seen in my entire life. And look, if you like My Hero Academia, awesome. I'm glad you like it, and I am grateful that you were able to enjoy it. Me personally, I don't like it, but because today we got some news from Variety that My Hero Academia live action movie, I believe. Let me actually pull up the article. It will be a movie. Lands its director Shisunki Sato. I don't know who it is, but I did want to take the time to talk about it. But let's read a little bit of what the article says. Now, renewed Japanese filmmaker Sato. I'm just gonna call him Sato because I can't pronounce that. I Am a Hero Kingdom and Alice in Borderland has signed to direct a live action adaptation of My Hero Academia for Legendary Entertainment. The prolific filmmaker will make his English language debut with the movie, which is based on the globally acclaimed manga property. My Hero Academia, written and illustrated by Kohei Horikoshi. I'm sorry if I mispronounce things, but I obviously can't pronounce this. But is among the new popular manga titles in the world with over 50 million copies in circulations. And yeah, so the rest of the article is just them talking about how popular My Hero Academia is because I remember early 2021, I was trying to get into anime because all my friends were. I watched a season of Demon Slayer. I watched a season of One Punch Man, My Hero Academia. I tried watching a bit of Dragon Ball Z. There's even, what was the Attack on Titan? I remember I watched 2 episodes of Attack on Titan. To be fair, the only thing I liked was the 2 episodes of Attack on Titan. And I did watch an entire season of One Punch Man. That was the only thing I liked. But again, anime is just not for me. I just don't like anime. And I remember I got a lot of hate for it at the time, even though I said it was just my subjective opinion. But I'm actually going to tell you why I'm excited for this live action movie. I know within the anime fandom, because I have all my closest friends are massive anime fans. I know that live action anime movies don't tend to go well with the fandom. And I'm going to remind you again, guys, I am not the speech guy. I am not someone who is standing up for anime fans because I do not relate. And I just want to put that ahead. And if you love anime, awesome. I'm glad you did. I wished I could have that same experience. But me personally, I'm not an anime fan. I only really like One Punch Man. That was it. And I don't even love it that much. But I liked it. And I think that's important. But I'm excited for the movie for 2 reasons. 2 major reasons. Number one, as much as I hated My Hero Academia, and I thought that the series was horrible, I thought Deku was a terrible protagonist, annoying, but the premise was interesting. Because before watching My Hero Academia, the whole premise of, this kid with no powers going into this school of people with powers. And I like how they call them quirks. I actually like that. I like that they call them quirks instead of just saying powers like usual. I like the premise. And even when I was watching the series, the whole time I'm like, hey, I like this premise. I find it interesting. I find it intriguing. However, as much as I like the premise, there was one major thing I hated about the series, and this is the second reason. Deku, again, I'm going to repeat it, is one of the worst protagonists I've seen in any movie, show, or anything. He was just annoying. Why do I have powers? It's like, it was the whole time. It was just him complaining, him crying, and him yelling. And I got annoying. And look, I'm not an anime fan, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But I do think Legendary Entertainment, they're a very popular studio. They're a multi-million-dollar company for a reason. I think they're going to write the character of Deku to be less annoying, or I don't even know if I didn't read the entire article, but I'm going to assume Deku's going to be put as live action. I hope that they fix that annoying thing. And I remember when I would criticize Deku, everyone's like, but he started off as a wimpy kid. Guess what? Captain America started off as a scrawny little kid. He wasn't annoying. You enjoyed his character. And I hope that with Hollywood now on board of doing this, I hope they improve the character of Deku. I really do hope so. Because that's all I'm asking. I thought the premise of the series was great. I thought it looked interesting. But Deku was just so unbelievably annoying. I know I'm gonna get a lot of anime fans telling me, but the source material. Well, guess what? I'm gonna say the same thing I tell to video game fans. I'm gonna say the same thing I tell to comic book fans. By the way, I'm a massive comic book fan. The source material should not be the number one priority. I don't care if you're an anime, manga, comic book, video game, a biopic, whatever. The source material should not be your priority. Your priority should be make the best movie you can. Because at the end of the day, making a good movie is difficult in and of itself, let alone trying to copy and paste the source material. I want new original content, and I really hope they improve the character of Deku. I mean, look at me. Batman is my favorite character of all time, yet Ben Affleck's Batman, I loved it even though he killed. So to me, I don't care of accuracy. All I care about is great content. It's the same thing. Anime, comic book, video games. I always say this. Do not go copy-paste accurate. And what I'm hoping for is My Hero Academia looks at its... Because, yes, it's a popular show. Obviously, I'm in the minority that doesn't like the show. But I do hope that they look at the character and they're like, alright, let's at least make him less annoying. Now, again, I'm not the standard of perfection. Let me remind you of that. I know a lot of people love Deku. I know a lot of people love the first season. Although, I will say, a lot of people say that the future seasons are better. But, I'm not the standard of perfection. I'm just saying my own subjective opinion. I will say this, though. Please improve the character. Make the best character you can. Because if your protagonist... Look, I've always said this. The most important part of a movie is not your story. It's not your plot. It's the characters within the movie. You could have the best plot ever. You could have the best story ever. You could have the best script ever. But if your characters are not interesting, then you're not going to gain the interest of the audience. Look at Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction was a very kind of non-linear time. For the people who have seen Pulp Fiction, you guys know what I'm talking about, where it's not this sustainable story. But the reason why Pulp Fiction worked as well as it did was because the characters were great. Bruce Willis, John Travolta, Samuel Jackson, great actors who put their heart and soul into this. And My Hero Academia, the only thing I could recommend, again, let me remind you, I'm not the standard of perfection. The only thing I can recommend is get the best talent. Regardless of what they look like, regardless of who they are, get the best talent you can find. Get the best actors, get experienced talent, or maybe not experienced, but just get talented actors who fit your script. And then make the best movie possible. Don't go to the mangas, don't go to the animes, don't go to them being like, hey, we gotta copy and paste because that's for the sake of fandom. Because now you are introducing My Hero Academia to the general audience. Because as much as people don't understand this, in America, anime is not as popular as you may think. Yes, there's a there's a large amount of people who love anime here. I mean, again, my closest friends are all anime fans. I think I would say even all of them. I cannot name one close friend of mine that doesn't at least like one anime. I cannot. I always feel outside the loop when they're talking about anime. But you're now introducing it to millions and millions of people who have never watched this and are probably going to watch this and be like, all right, go ahead, take your shot. And before I get people telling me, but they got to go accurate. They got to go accurate. Okay, who says we got to go accurate? I mean, look at Marvel Studios right now. Kevin Feige. None of the MCU movies are comic book accurate. Yes, they bring in stuff from the comics to kind of give a little bit of fan service, but the stories, like Infinity War, is not like the comic book storyline of Infinity Gauntlet. And look, I'm speaking as a comic book fan, but the best thing Kevin Feige did was not go comic book accurate, because what it did was embrace the directors, allow them to put their creativity while making brand new stories and being as creative as possible. That's why Marvel's successful. They're not successful because they read the comics and were accurate. They're successful because they created new stories with the same characters, but created new things about these characters and have now caused the general audience to love Marvel. And I recommend that with anime, because anime live action movies haven't done well. Video game movies, let me say this, Mortal Kombat. One thing I liked about Mortal Kombat, it wasn't too copy and paste of the video games. I mean, I don't love Mortal Kombat. I think Mortal Kombat had a lot of flaws to it, but the new Mortal Kombat movie, I think one thing that it did very well was it didn't want to copy and paste. Look, the Sonic movie, I don't like the Sonic movie. I'm not a fan of it. I know I'm in the minority. I don't like the Sonic movie, but one thing I got to give it credit for is that it didn't go copy and paste. It was like, you know what? We got this character and we're going to make our own story, our brand new story. And that's what I loved about it. And Detective Pikachu is the same. Although no one really ever cared about Detective Pikachu's video game, so I guess they got a little bit of an exception. But My Hero Academia, I know the writers and I know the people aren't watching this, but if I could be in that studio, I would tell them, make the best movie you can. I don't care what the mangas did. I don't care what the comic books did. Did I say comic books? My bad. I meant the animes. I don't care what the animes did. Make the best story and have great characters. Because look, I'm not a fan of My Hero Academia, or at least I don't like the first season. But as a fan of movies and a fan of storytelling and a fan of entertainment, my recommendation is, again, just make the best thing you can. Don't go accurate. Don't go fan servicey. Because I've always seen fans be like, oh, but they gotta cater to the fans. Well, guess what? The fans are only 20%. And since this is a Hollywood movie, obviously the anime fans are only going to be like a 20% of the people watching this movie. Same thing with comic book movies, same thing with video game movies. And look, if they go accurate, I mean, go ahead, do it. But it's just not my recommendation, because I've always said this: when you try to go as accurate as you can, what you now start doing is you start limiting your creativity and your potential of making the best movie possible. All right, look at Assassin's Creed. To me, Assassin's Creed is one of the worst movies I've seen. That movie, one of its main issues was it was trying to get you into the lore of the video games too much, to the point where it felt like it lacks creativity. And when you lack creativity, then the audience is going to lack interest. And look, to My Hero Academia fans who are going to get mad at me, I've angered them before in the past. My recommendation is, what's wrong with having another great story? Like, if this new My Hero Academia movie is great, then that means you get 2 great pieces of content. So I don't see why I get mad over it. But yeah, I hope that improves. I will say, I do find it weird that they went with the movie route instead of a series route, like a series. Mainly because, you know, are they just going to have this wimpy kid then be a hero at the end? Or maybe it's an origin. Maybe they're planning on doing future films. I mean, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see and find out. But yeah, again, please, I don't want this to be a copy and paste and improve the character of Deku. To the people who love My Hero Academia, it's all subjective. I wish I had the same experience as you. Sadly, I did not. But I just hope for the best movie. And that's me. When I go into a movie, I just hope for it to be the best it can be. I'm not these corporate slave fanboys, especially at Marvel and DC, who are like, no, you gotta hate the other side. Why? Because the other one is blue or the other one's red. that kind of sounded political, but but yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Y'all make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notification bells. That way you can be notified of future content here on the channel. Make sure you comment down below after the video and let me know your thoughts on the comment sections down below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.